Hey, everyone. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. I just want to jump on here real quick and talk about fraud, deed theft that is happening a lot all over the country, but it's especially happening in Georgia. So I'm going to share some links that of some stories that have been in the news recently. And then I'm also wanting to share for those in Georgia a place that you can go to register your property so you're alerted if there are any deed changes. Unfortunately, right now in Georgia, anybody could go and take out a loan on your property and say they're you. Anybody can go and take out a loan on your property. Anybody can change the deed on your property right now in Georgia and other states without providing proof that they're not you. So I want to share this because it is very important that you stay alert. You cannot prevent the fraud from happening, but you can be alerted when it happens so you can take measures. Because what's happening is people are finding out when they get a letter in the mail or somebody knocks on their door and say, hey, you need to leave because the property has been taken over. So can you imagine you're in your house, you've paid your mortgage, you're paying your mortgage on time, you're in your house for over 20 years, and then all of a sudden somebody knocks on the door and say, hey, this property is now mine because it was sold and I bought it. Well, that's what's happening. So just be aware that this is happening all over the country, but especially in Georgia. So I'm going to put in the chat in a link where you can sign up in Georgia to be alerted if somebody were to take your property without or to go into the deed office and say they're you and transfer the deed or take out a loan on your deed on your property. You're able to see it pop up and then you can go in and take care of it right away. Because what's happening is people are not alerted because they're not alerted. The loan has been going on and on and on for years. And then all of a sudden, the bank will say, hey, I'm going to have to foreclose because you took out this loan. You're not paying on the loan. And because you're not paying the loan, we have to now foreclose your property. You don't have an idea. You have no idea that there's a loan on your property. So that's the kind of stuff that's been going on. New York just put a rule in place or law in place to help with this kind of thing. Georgia, as usual, is backwards. So, I don't understand why politicians are not taking care of this issue and why they are not putting things in place to protect people, because the ones that are being affected by this most often is older folks who are more vulnerable. They don't may not have somebody to help them, so they are being affected. They may be in a nursing home. Somebody takes out a loan on their property and not paying the loan back, and now they're losing their property, and there's nothing they can do. This man, for this story, that the last one that triggered me to really do this podcast, this recording, is this 70-year-old man was arrested here in Georgia because he was trying to go into his house. And they arrested, it's his house. He's paid on this house. They arrested him because somebody stole the deed to his property, took out a loan, sold the house, and somebody else is living in the house. And so they arrested him, and it's his property. Just think about how stressful that is for somebody, especially who, maybe on a fixed income, they pay their house off or they're very close to paying it off. It's very stressful. And I just don't understand why politicians are not jumping on this and doing something about it. But here's the reason why they may not be doing that, because those people are not a big part of their constituents. Those people are not people who can give them big bucks. So they are quicker to pass laws to protect the rich. They're quicker to pass laws to protect other people or to appease their constituents than taking care of these people who are vulnerable, who are less able to defend themselves, who or they're only finding out about these things years later when it is maybe too late, or they have to get a lawyer and they can't afford a lawyer. So let me put in the chat the link where you can sign up if you are in Georgia. I am sure this is applicable for whichever state you're in. So here is a link. If you're in Georgia, sign up so you can put a fraud alert on your property. Sign up with your name, the property address, all the different things, where you will get a notification that somebody is taking the deed. Because in Georgia, I can go in with your property address and ask for a deed change from your name without supplying any proof that I am the right person, that I am the person that belongs to that property. How backwards is that? So I want you to just be aware that this is going on. To put fraud alert, as Beverly said here, I put a fraud alert on my property. Sign up for the fraud alert. If you're not in Georgia, find out what states, where you can sign up to put a fraud alert on your property. So I hope this has been helpful to someone. Thank you so much for watching, and please click like, subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel, and leave a comment. And I will see you. Hopefully, I'll be back on a regular basis, and I will see you shortly. Take care, and thank you so much, Beverly, for joining.